Now, it's day 2 of grilling for Ananya Panday by the Narcotics Bureau. In fact, she is right now accompanied by her father, Chunky Panday. Ananya has been asked a host of questions by the NCB. In fact, NCB is questioning the young actor on drug-related chats with Shah Rukh Khan's son, Aryan Khan, and accused in the Mumbai cruise drug bust case. The NCB is also likely to ask Ananya Panday to provide names of the suppliers or friends who helped her procure the drug. In fact, NCB will also question Ananya Panday that if at all she procured drugs from some peddler or someone else helped her get it, and who was that? The mode of payment also is being asked, and the location of delivery of these drugs will also be part of the NCB's questionnaire. Now, just yesterday, Ananya Panday was questioned for about 3 hours by the NCB zonal director, Sameer Wankhede. NCB official V.V. Patil, in the presence of another female officer, has grilled Ananya Panday, and this is the second straight day that she is being questioned. But the big question here is that will the NCB arrest or detain Ananya Panday soon after the grilling session? This is what we've seen as per pattern in the previous cases. Let's say Aryan Khan itself was questioned and then detained. Will this be the same pattern for Ananya Panday as well? Let me quickly cut across. Divyesh joining us for more details on that. Divyesh, Ananya Panday currently with the NCB officials. She is being grilled, a number of questions being thrown at her on her connection with Aryan Khan as per the WhatsApp chats. What kind of chats are those? What exactly has the NCB found for them to have been, for them to call her for the second round of questioning this time, and all questions being raised, if at all, Ananya Panday will be the next to be detained and then arrested? Is there any incriminating evidence?
Well, Nabila, the chats that the NCB has recovered are from Aryan Khan's mobile phone, and here it can be seen that Aryan Khan and Ananya Panday are communicating, and they are talking about procurement of banned narcotic drugs like ganja. They are talking about weed, and these chats are more than a year old. They are from 2018, they are from 2019. It is not clear what is the exact date of these chats, but these have been recovered from Aryan Khan's mobile phone. And these were also shown to the Sessions Court judge when the bail hearing of Aryan Khan was going on at the NDPS court in Mumbai. The bail application was rejected, after which Aryan Khan has now applied for bail at the Bombay High Court. Ananya Panday is being grilled to know details, if any, if she had helped Aryan Khan procure any kind of drugs, if she had helped Aryan Khan in consumption of any kind of drugs, and if she has helped, if she gives some information to the Narcotics Control Bureau regarding this. This will increase trouble for Ananya Panday as well as Aryan Khan, because remember, Aryan Khan's bail application is to be heard at the Bombay High Court on Tuesday, and this will be the new piece of evidence along with the other evidences that the NCB has produced before court seeking the bail application's rejection. Also, it may be trouble for Ananya Panday, because if she is helped in procurement of drugs and if she confesses to that, if she confesses to consumption, she can also be booked, but not only on the basis of chats. Remember, there should be a statement. If she gives a statement, only then NCB could take action, because last year we had seen a number of actresses like Deepika Padukone, Sara Ali Khan, Rakul Preet Singh, Shraddha Kapoor being grilled by NCB because of WhatsApp chats where they were communicating regarding drugs, but they had given information that they were not actually talking about drugs, they were talking about cigarettes, and NCB could not charge them because there was no other evidence against them, and that is why only WhatsApp cannot be a basis to charge the person. There should be a statement to corroborate the crime, to corroborate the act further.
Right.
And that is why her statement is being recorded.
Well, as we are following up on those details, let me tell you that India Today this time has exclusively accessed some of those alleged drug chats between actor Ananya Panday and Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan. And in those chats that's accessed by India Today, Aryan has asked Ananya if she can arrange for some ganja, to which Ananya has replied that she can arrange for it. And when the NCB officials reportedly questioned her about the drug chats, she replied that she was only joking. Well, Ananya has also told the NCB officials during grilling that she has never supplied or procured drugs and that the chats were about cigarettes and not drugs. She's also told the Narcotics Control Bureau that she does not remember much about those chats because they were old and does not know that really weed is a drug. Well, sources have claimed that there were various other chats between Ananya and Aryan about intoxication. In fact, when Ananya reached the NCB office yesterday for the first day of grilling, she was quite nervous as per what we see on cameras. She even cried before entering the interrogation room. Ananya was accompanied by her father, Chunky Panday, to the NCB office. And in fact, he wasn't allowed inside. He was made to sit outside that interrogation room while she was being questioned inside. Now, Ananya Panday here is the second high-profile detainee. But who is Ananya Panday? We know that she is a daughter of Chunky Panday. But she's also acted in a few Bollywood films, the first one being her big-ticket debut, Karan Johar's Student of the Year 2. And now we see a face-off between NCB's Sameer Wankhede and Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik. It's only escalated. Now, Malik says that he's been receiving threat calls and people are trying to threaten him only because he accused Sameer Wankhede of extortion. Let's take a look at this detailed report.
Sameer Wankhede, the high-profile NCB official who put Aryan Khan in jail. For the last 3 weeks, ever since the drug bust on a swank cruise ship, Wankhede has been grabbing attention, turning the screws on SRK's son and others, ensuring they remain in jail. Now the man himself is feeling the heat, and from no less a person than a minister in the Maharashtra government.
Not comment on anything.
Nawab Malik has charged Wankhede of extortion. To prove his point, the NCP leader questioned Wankhede's visit to Maldives at a time when several Bollywood stars were present there. Malik then tweeted a picture of Wankhede in Dubai.
अधिकारी स्वयं दुबई और मालदीव में क्या कर रहे हैं, इसका खुलासा अधिकारी को करना पड़ेगा, समीर वानखेड़े को। हम मांग करते हैं वो बताएं, वे दुबई गए थे क्या कारण था वो वहाँ गए। हमें तो पूरा यकीन है कि सारी उगाई मालदीव और दुबई में हुई है, जिसकी तस्वीरें हम आप लोगों को देंगे।
मैं गया था मालदीव्स में, बाकायदा गवर्नमेंट की हमारे जो कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी होती है उनकी परमिशन मैंने लिया है। I have never been to Dubai, whatever time he's stating that.
The NCB officer admitted that he went to Maldives with his family but never met any Bollywood star there. He denied he was in Dubai in December 2020 as claimed by the minister.
मैं सरकार की परमिशन लेके अपने बच्चों के साथ में, अपने फैमिली के साथ में गया हूँ, तो अगर उसे एक्सटॉर्शन कहते हैं तो this is not extortion.
Wankhede has outrightly rejected Malik's extortion charges and said he's contemplating taking legal action against Nawab Malik. Nawab Malik's serious charges against Wankhede come at a time when the NCB officer has come under public glare.
I am a central government employee, so I have to take due permissions from my seniors, and after that I will take a legal course.
He himself committed, even the NCB press note says, he had been to the Maldives, but he denied that he was not in Dubai. Definitely law is there in this country. He is free to take legal path.
With many believing he is taking an unduly harsh line against Shah Rukh Khan's son. The Agadi government too has repeatedly accused the BJP of misusing central agencies to target Bollywood celebrities. With Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Actor Nora Fatehi is now in trouble. She's under scanner for a 200 crore rupee extortion scandal. In fact, there's a video that India Today has accessed where Nora Fatehi can be seen in the showroom receiving a car. But I'm going to quickly cut across to Ananya Panday, who's right now exiting the NCB office after grilling for a couple of hours. This is the second straight day that actor Ananya Panday has been questioned of her involvement in a drug chat with Aryan Khan, and of course her history with drugs, including purchase and consumption. Ananya Panday, these are live visuals coming right there from the NCB office, where she just sits in her car and exits. Remember, Chunky Panday, her father, had accompanied her this morning while she entered the NCB office. He was asked to stay outside, in fact wait outside the waiting room, and she was taken in. Reports on ground suggest Ananya Panday has been quite nervous. She even broke down on the first day of questioning. She seemed quite upset. Chunky Panday accompanied her father, and now this is the second day that she is being grilled. She was inside the NCB office for a couple of hours. She was questioned on a few chats related to drugs with Aryan Khan, Shah Rukh Khan's son. In fact, a lot of those chats suggested, had references of drugs, particularly ganja. She was questioned about the ganja chats, and Ananya has reportedly said that it was just a joke. The references that she made to any kind of drugs, including particularly ganja that was mentioned in that drug chat, she says it was only a joke and that she has nothing to do with any drugs. She hasn't been involved with drugs. She hasn't consumed it, and that whatever chats that they were referring to, she has no recollection of it because it was old and she has no memory of it. That's what she says. But nonetheless, the NCB seems to have found some kind of information through those chats between Ananya Panday and Aryan Khan. Various occasions, they've had multiple chats that they found that suggest both of them have allegedly consumed. Now this, of course, the NCB has to come down to prove these allegations, but here's the allegations which the NCB is currently probing in depth. Ananya Panday is currently being grilled for the second day straight, and these are visuals coming in, live visuals of Ananya Panday just exiting from the NCB office. Divesh joining us more on that. Divesh, Ananya Panday has just exited. Take us through exactly what has happened. You know the line of questioning that she was under.
Yes, Nabila, it is almost 4 hours now that Ananya Panday was questioned at the Narcotics Control Bureau. She has just left with her father a while ago. She was allowed to go. It is not known yet whether she has been called again by the Narcotics Control Bureau, but she was grilled by Sameer Wankhede, who is the zonal director of NCB. He is supervising the cruise drug bust case, and this questioning happened in presence of Superintendent V.V. Singh, who is the investigating officer of this case, while there was a female personnel of NCB present throughout the questioning. Chunky Panday was made to sit outside in the waiting area, while Ananya Panday was being questioned in Sameer Wankhede's office, where V.V. Singh and another female employee of NCB were present. The line of questioning remained the same, where NCB officials tried to find out details regarding the drug chats that were found from Aryan Khan's phone. There were references of ganja, there were references of marijuana, there was references of weed in these chats, and she was being grilled regarding the same. She was being asked whether she had helped Aryan Khan to procure these drugs, whether she had herself procured these drugs, whether they had consumed the drugs together, whether how long had they been consuming these drugs. It is not known yet what Ananya has replied today, but yesterday when she was questioned for around 2 hours, she had refuted the claim that she had ever consumed drugs. She said that she has not consumed drugs, and the chats that were being referred to were just a joke. She was joking, and other mention that she made was that she was talking about cigarette and not a drug, not a banned narcotic drug. So we are yet to know from our sources in Narcotics Control Bureau of what has happened today during the questioning. But Ananya Panday, it's a relief for her for today because she has been allowed to go home. NCB officials could call her again, but it is not known yet. We are trying to contact our sources in Narcotics Control Bureau to get more details whether she has been called again or not. Nabila.
Right. Well, there are a couple of chats that shows some references to drugs between Ananya and Aryan. Of course, the NCB is inquisitive, but have they found anything substantial to detain her? Because that's the questions and concerns being raised, whether this will go the Aryan Khan way. Will Ananya Panday be detained? Will she be arrested? Is there enough incriminating evidence for the NCB to detain her and appeal for it in court.
Well, Nabila, she's been allowed to go home, so NCB doesn't seem in a mood to detain her or arrest her today at least. She's been allowed to go home with her father. She's just left a while ago. As of now, NCB is only referring to the WhatsApp chats that they found from Aryan Khan's phone. Remember, they also have Ananya Panday's 2 mobile phones, which they've seized from her residence during the raid that was carried out at her residence yesterday by NCB officials. They have recovered dump data from both these phones, and the analysis of this dump data is still going on. They are analyzing the WhatsApp chats, if any, found in those phones, and based on that, she could be called again. But as of now, it's a relief for Ananya Panday that she's been allowed to go back home on the second day also. Nabila.
Right. I'd like to ask you a little in detail about the line of questioning there, Divesh, because we know that Ananya Panday was quite nervous. She says she's never consumed drugs. And in fact, when speaking of ganja, there are some references that she's made of ganja in those WhatsApp chats with Aryan Khan. And she says she was only joking and did not know that ganja is a drug. That's the explanation that she has given. Anything that we know elaborately what she's spoken with the NCB or what the NCB has asked further as they grill her?
See, the NCB was focusing on the WhatsApp chats recovered from Aryan Khan's phone. So the basic question that the NCB officials posed to Ananya Panday was regarding procurement of drugs. The WhatsApp chats indicated that Aryan Khan and Ananya Panday were communicating regarding procurement of a banned narcotic drug. So if they had procured this banned narcotic drug, that strengthens the case of Narcotics Control Bureau. This also helps them in producing more evidence against Aryan Khan, against his drug consumption habits, in front of the Bombay High Court, which is going to hear the bail application of Aryan Khan on Tuesday. Also, they were trying to get details from her regarding if she knew any peddlers, if she had procured any drugs, if she had been consuming any drugs, if there were any friends who had been supplying drugs to them, what amount of drugs were there, what were the drugs that they were consuming. But as of now, it seems that Ananya Panday has responded in negative. She is not confessed to anything. She is not provided. It seems that she has not provided any such details to the Narcotics Control Bureau. But we are yet to get official confirmation, official details from the Narcotics Control Bureau. Ananya Panday has just left from the NCB office, and we are trying to get more and more details on her questioning from our sources in the Narcotics Control Bureau. Nabila.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Divesh, for joining us with those details. Those are live visuals that we show you of Ananya Panday, who's just exited the NCB's office. This was the second day of grilling that she was subjected to. A lot of chats between her and Aryan Khan are currently being probed. Detention for now looks unlikely, but she could be called in for questioning another round.